great.
I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to go or?
Call to order.
I can do it. All right, so we'll call to order for this special board meeting, Parks and Rec meeting. Does anyone have any additions to the agenda? Everything looks fine? Okay. Is this where, so we'd have visitors to be heard? Do we want,
Sean, do you want?
Sean, do you want to just kind of go over?
Yeah, so I guess kind of where,
So you probably need to say your name and I think you gotta say your address.
my
Does
address.
that sound right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you're
We
a
want to know
visitor.
where you live.
Visit. I live in Lennox, 304 East Second Avenue, got social security number.
No,
Okay.
hold on, yeah.
Sean Flanagan. So just working with Coach Manis a little bit and also Mr. Buckmiller, just the addition of flag football, I think would be great for our community. Done it in the past in some other communities. You know, just kind of proposal, I think we could offer something local to the kids and there'd be a lot of local interest in also some communities around here and something that we could probably do pretty good. So, my thought process is have 5 weekends, right after Labor Day, and then have a built-in makeup weekend also for weather. 10 games, so it'd be doubleheader games, so the games would be about 40 minutes with break, and then there'd be about a 10-minute break in between, and then their transition to another game. So roughly an hour and a half time. Parents would get 2 games in, and for the kids that age, you know, they can easily handle 2 games. And then it's less weekends, less travel. I could help organize the high school's kids as officials and using the high school practice field also. In each high school field, you can fit 5 flag football fields on, and then that'd be 10 teams playing at once, and then with 2 fields, you could have 20 teams possibly playing at once, and then also with the junior high practice field, that'd be an additional 6 teams you could fit on there. So potential of 26 teams playing all at once and done in an hour and a half. Just with some numbers, I think the cost would be about $7 per student, per kid for a flag, and that'd be a one-time deal. You're looking at roughly about $5 per shirt. I don't know how you guys do shirts. Just from my experience, you can get shirts $5 to say $7 for a shirt. And then, excuse me, it costs about $10 per kid for a ref cost. If you put 7 to 8 kids on a team, I think that's the ideal. Ideal would be 7, because if one kid doesn't show up, you have one kid as a, what do you call it, a sub. 8 isn't bad, but you get over 8 and you have a lot of kids sitting on the sideline. It's good to get kids on the field as much as possible. So that would be ideally, and then they just kind of practice on their own, you know, help out the rest with the rules, you know, have a parents meeting with the rules, things like that. So I could help with the organization of that too. So if you guys have any questions for me.
Okay.
Can you go back to those numbers?
Yeah, no problem.
So
Sorry,
that's
went by.
$7 for the flags.
Yep, $7. That'll be a one-time cost.
Okay.
And honestly, I have probably about 100 flags already, which you guys could use. Build up that, and then it'd be about, say, let's high at $7 a shirt, so that's $14 right there. Then you're looking at $10 per kid for a rep. So you're looking at, let's say, a high ball of $25 per kid of the initial cost. T-shirt cost is always going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really reuse T-shirts, and rep cost always was there. But the flags will go down a little bit. But you're looking at charging $45 per kid, still looking at clearing around $20, which I know there's always other costs out there, but if you have 100 kids, that's roughly $2,000. but I think you definitely could get more.
How much do they charge in tea? I can't remember.
Tea isn't much. Yeah,
55.
it's a little more than that, but once you get into Sioux Falls,
And it's like
it's
a
like
hundred.
140.
100 plus, yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
expensive.
I think it's 140.
Yeah.
Right, Kelsey?
Like, we were
I
looking
think I
at,
paid $150 for South Dakota Junior.
yep. And the FCA was close to that too. Like, it was almost as much to just go do tackle football.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Yeah, and I think also too, from my experience, parents really enjoyed, as much as they love spending weekends, Saturdays with their kids, they really enjoyed it, having 5 weekends and having 10 games compared to 8 weekends and having 8 games.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna go somewhere and it's a Saturday, you might as well hang out for another 45 minutes and have 2 games, make it worthwhile.
And not to have to drive to Sioux Falls is nice.
Yeah. And practice with local kids in local, you know, and then we could get like Parker, talk to Beersford, they'd possibly be interested, you know, I think other teams would have a different, double headers, I think is a big draw.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the new business part, and we can ask questions if we want during that, but, so the new business is the flag football that Sean kinda introduced.
So we had the survey, just to get some feedback, and there was 116 responses with 107 yeses that they would participate. I believe it was. And then, 108 yeses.
I did do that survey and now I don't remember. Was the survey specific to this year?
No. It
That's,
just,
like, I am so for this program to take it straight. My only fear is that just because I know I have already registered and there's a lot of other people who have already registered for other programs, my fear is the success of it this year. So I just couldn't remember if the survey said, are you interested for this year?
and I think right now, most of those have not closed yet. And so I think you could still get out of it. And even, I think there
When
was
I
one,
looked, I would be out $40.
but that'd still be cheaper than a $150 program, even if you paid your $40 out plus your $45 entry fee.
You'd still get back about $55 then, or $65.
And I'm not saying like anyone can decide to do that if they want, they can stay in it, but I think, especially with the price of it, because I had the same concern, I talked to Sean about it too. And I said, I don't know, you know, the last thing I wanna do is come in with this program with a great idea, and then nobody signs up, and then the people that do sign up, get kind of a bad taste in their mouth for next year, and now all of a sudden, you know, it's dead on arrival.
Right.
But,
So I think the last meeting I had written down that we had a 4-team minimum. So 4 teams at 7 kids, it's 28. That's only a quarter of the responses we got that we would need to still have a program
Well, you
Well,
want
but
4
you're
teams
based
per
on-
level,
per level.
so
If we had 5 levels.
we would have
Four
we would have
levels.
kindergarten, say we had kindergarten first, second, third, fourth, fifth, that's 3 levels right there. And then you have to figure out what you're gonna do with kindergarten or 6. That could be like, okay, if you have enough levels, we're gonna do 4 levels. If we don't have enough levels, we'll squeeze it to 3. I think there's some wiggle room in there.
So then you would need 12 teams.
So you would
Right.
need
12 or 16.
12 teams, 12
Minimum
teams.
of 12 at 7 kids, so 84 out of the 108.
Mhm. And that's with no outside schools. I mean, I
Right.
talked to Centerville a little bit, I think Centerville could probably get Viber Gurley, could probably get some teams for each grade level, I mean.
well, I think
for
looking at the numbers, the younger grades, easy.
Yeah.
It's where you get to that fourth and fifth.
The tackle,
It
Do
might
we
be,
mess with that this year, or do we just go K through three this year?
I
And,
don't know, I think, yeah.
What if we put it out there, see what the interest is, and just let people know,
it could be
we
combined.
wanna get up and going, we understand people have already registered, I mean, just be transparent that
Mhm.
we understand people have already,
Mhm.
you know, but we'd like to get it up and running, and then people know for the next year too,
Cause then
that.
you'll
it's
see
gonna go.
that fourth, fifth, and sixth jump if this goes well, and then it'll
Right.
jump next year.
but if I sign up for Lennox, and it turns out only, like, for my fourth grader,
Yeah,
I sign up, and there's only one other team that ends up being signed up, T is now closed.
yeah,
South
that's
Dakota,
true,
you know, and now those kids are stuck
yeah.
in a program with 12
I would,
people
So-
total.
Yeah, that's my question too. And then if we don't have enough, are we gonna offer full refund?
yeah,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd say, cause I have it ready to open if we go a yes, a go, which would be 8 days before T even opens the registration. So I would be
Well,
able.
they haven't even opened.
No.
No, T is not open till the
So
twelfth.
I
can we
was
close
thinking-
it
okay.
early enough that we would be able to tell parents?
That's
So they
right.
still have
Okay.
time to turn around and go?
Yes.
T?
that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Right.
I was thinking
And I could
T
even-
was closing,
And I can even
Before
check
I
when
know.
T's closes.
So then
And
maybe
it
we
just
aim
even,
a week
it doesn't even
earlier.
open until the twelfth.
Okay,
Okay,
So I can
Okay.
check when there's closes
yeah.
and close ours a few days before, 5 days before.
So we have time to
and then we
say,
can contact those people if, hey, we
Yeah.
didn't get enough for this group.
Mhm.
Or we've got
Mhm.
we've got enough for 3 teams, do you still wanna try it, or should
Right.
we wait until next year?
Mhm.
Okay,
For sure.
so is this,
Right.
people are
I
going
don't
to-
want to just play the same team for 5 weeks.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
well, and
You
that's
know,
why
I would
was gonna-
rather wait a year and, you know, tell people, get it out there way sooner so that people can register for Lennox sooner than play the same team 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
yeah, I agree with that, but also I think if we marketed it quickly enough and actively enough, which wouldn't take that much time, and then also reached out to, I mean, I could easily reach out to Centerville, and I've reached out to Beersford,
Yeah.
Centerville already, you know, in Vibrant Hurley, some teams that are closer to us than say T, and then also I think that would be a big draw for them, is they don't have to drive into T 8 weekends, they drive
Absolutely.
5
who did this, survey all go out to? Was it,
Mostly just Lennox.
Lennox.
cause I was gonna say, Worthing
Worthing?
kids too?
Yes, oh yeah.
well, anyone in,
Anyone that saw
that's been part of our Parks and Rec
Yes.
programs,
Because I think
Probably
the
got it.
city web, so anyone who sees the Lennox, City of Lennox
Mhm.
pages and Sports Engine.
Okay,
And it wouldn't be hard for me to talk, like, me and Mr. Manis have probably the easiest way to get a hold of kids, talking to them every day in PE
That's
class.
what I was wondering if we could do a flyer through the school or something. Or maybe
Probably have to
parents-
Yeah, so we can figure something out.
you have to post
Or
it
just
on
talk.
the
Their
Yeah.
bulletin.
Or just talk to,
Yes.
talk to
Yeah.
kids.
But yeah, I could put it on the bulletin.
Or even put a poster up in the PE room, or side of the gym, a little poster,
If they,
flyer.
if the school allows it, yeah.
Even just like with the entry level kids, like you might have a kindergartner who hasn't played any sports yet,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
don't get the email, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was my question too, so, okay, it'll be, people will come and register for our program and our teams will play each other. It won't be like Hurley has a team and we're, right? Or
Right.
is that what it
They'll
looks
all
like?
be
They would all-
here.
they'll all be here,
Right. Okay.
but Hurley would have their own
Their
team
team.
that would come here
Oh,
and play.
okay, I
So
gotcha.
they would practice in Hurley.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
Or if there's not enough and there's only a few
Yeah,
kids,
right,
then
they practice here.
they'd probably come practice here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd sign
With
up
the
as
Lennox
a team for your town?
Yes.
And then they play in our league?
You sign up as
Yeah,
an
okay.
individual, but I have a thing on the registration. Do you prefer to play with a name and then I have a reasoning, so it's like,
Okay.
hey,
What town you're from?
this time, we have the 5 of us from Parker, could we be on the same team for travel reasons? That's probably a yes.
Yep.
If it's considered.
And it
play
is
with-
co-ed, correct?
Yes.
Yep,
Okay.
But can Billy play with Sarah because they're best friends? Probably not.
Maybe
Like,
not, yeah.
if it's a good reason, I mean,
Right.
within reason, yeah. Like same town makes sense.
Also, I think a selling point could be for this is, and I've used it in the past, is kids that do play junior football could do both, because if you like figure out when Lennox plays junior football games, they could play flag football on Saturday, junior football on Sunday, and it's a great thing for like those kids who are ringers, who don't touch the ball and develop those skills. They can play flag football and develop some of those skills so they don't have to, and I shouldn't say stuck on the line, but they can catch and throw and run with the ball too. And my kids did both, and it was super easy because it was local compared to driving into Sioux Falls and doing junior football in Salem, which I was at, and then flag football somewhere else. So.
Yeah, and when I'm talking about junior football, I'm talking about flag.
No, I get that, but I'm saying, like, a kid could do like,
Right.
could do both, and I think we get
Yeah,
some like
absolutely.
5th and 6th, 3rd and 4th graders that wanna do both, and parents say, hey, you know, Billy doesn't do
Yeah.
anything besides walking, which is a good thing too, but, so.
Yep, agreed.
Is the Sioux Falls flag on Saturdays as well?
It is.
Okay.
Or we've always played on Saturday when Cohen played, and last year when Beckett played, it's always been on Saturday. I know there's other days, but we've always been put on Saturday.
Is that the one in the field house? Or is that
What'd you
outside?
say?
Is that the one in the field house? I think Kelly
Yes,
replied.
yes.
Okay.
So what time are we thinking? I mean, is there a time we could pick that would give flexibility for maybe someone who's already signed up for that program to do both? Or would we
We
do
would
it
have to
morning?
decide as a board, to work around fall soccer. So either one, because a lot of kids will probably do both.
Yeah.
So either
Early in the afternoon?
flag football morning and then soccer, or soccer and then flag football.
Okay.
Because a lot of kids.
What I would think, if the football team is helping and they have games Friday night, they might want them a little later, but maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah,
I might
I
wanna
can
get
figure-
it done.
Yeah. I don't, because I'll probably be there to help out, and also my kindergarten girl will probably be playing. I'd rather do in the morning, but that's just a technicality, that's something like, that's not a, or a die or a big deal, figuring out what time it is. I think just getting the numbers and getting out there and getting enough kids signed up.
Yeah, we can make that decision
Yes.
on the timing
Yeah.
later
Mhm.
if we need.
Yeah.
I'd like to really encourage girls to play too,
Yes.
because
Oh,
when
for sure.
Owen played, he only had one girl, and you really didn't, at least when my kids played, there weren't very many girls. And that would really build the program too if we had.
So that's part of the reason I was asking, because there's volleyball
Yep.
Saturdays for girls. So
What time?
usually through Big Sioux, and it depends on where you're at, but they go all day, like from 9 a.m. to
You
like
never
8
know.
p.m.
Oh.
Usually they
Yeah.
let you play back to back, so like you might play at like 9 and then again at 10, but
Okay.
then the next week you might
Yeah.
play
Does
at
it
like
start?
1 and 2.
What grade
About
level?
4 and 6.
Second,
Second, oh, they're starting second on us, right?
Yep.
yeah.
I guess
Like
you
if
just
they
have to
go-
look at all the schedules and just
Yeah.
find out what
I
fits.
think there's
I don't
always
think
gonna
we're
be
gonna be
something.
able to
Yeah.
fit in
No.
between everything.
No.
No.
We have to
I know
probably just
typically they
provide
play
the
earlier
opportunity and
That's
see
in the
who.
day. It seems like every year we have like one of our Lennox teams that gets stuck with the late games, and they're there at like 5 or 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I
But otherwise, they're at
T
like
flag
8,
football, I
9,
think
10.
runs from like 1 in the afternoon to like 4 or 5.
Because I think that would work better with the volleyball schedule.
Yeah, I do feel like most of the time we play in the mornings
Mhm.
with Big Sioux anyway. I know that Sanford has a
Sanford's
volleyball
in the
league too.
mornings.
Oh,
Yep, yep.
you end up playing maybe like one or two afternoon games for the whole season, but I think they try and cram everyone in the morning for
Mhm.
that. But
We could just do afternoons and do soccer in the morning.
Keep soccer where it was.
if
because
that
soccer is through what grade? Here?
Third,
Fourth.
fourth.
Oh, 4th. I mean, I suppose technically you
Preschool's
could
till 4.
run into conflicts with almost anything, really, so, but.
Kelsey, do you know the deadline to get most of the refund through that other league, if people did want to do that?
I would have to look it up, but I can look it up and text you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I think this is a good idea.
I agree.
Yeah,
I mean, we've got some really good responses.
And that's
so-
without other towns too.
Right,
Yeah,
and so I
this
think in addition to the other towns and getting the word out there everywhere, like over and over.
And I can
letting
look
people
up
know.
the deadline on Ts, so if we don't have enough in 6th grade and
Right.
or 5th or whatever.
yeah, I would like that at least, just to give
Mm-hmm.
an option if we
Yep.
don't have enough for those people. And then next year.
So I would assume if it doesn't
Next
open
year we
until
just
May
start it
12th, that it's
earlier.
open at least a month, I would say. So
Mhm.
40 days from now at least to let people know, I guess.
Yeah. Does anyone want to make a motion or not yet?
I motion to implement a Lennox flag football league, as we've discussed.
Okay,
Second.
any more discussion?
I'm good.
Okay, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
I,
All right, so that passed.
Sweet.
Okay, and then we should
all
adjourn.
right, thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Kelsey.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Anyone want a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
I'm actually really like surprised, there's a lot of like really good comments here, a lot of good feedback on these
Mhm.
comments, and